James Twin for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, guys, so my apologies. These are going to be some late videos, but they're all worth making, and they're all worth talking about because I got to talk about these fights that happened last weekend on the undercard of Canelo Crawford. You know, I've been so caught up in the aftermath of Canelo Crawford, and I've been really extra caught up in the training camp with Yugo Osaki because we're in the dog days of training camp. We only got about like the rest of this week and then all next week, and then that's it, and then we're going to go fight. So busy times here on True School Sports, busy times for your boy BT. But listen, I wanted to speak about Lester Martinez and Christian Mbilli because it was a fight that really piqued my interest coming in. You know, both fighters have fan-friendly styles. Both fighters, I think, were two of the more legitimate fighters and contenders in the super middleweight division, and they're fighting each other. So there was no reason for me to not be excited, right? Now, the fight ended in a draw. What I'll say is this: I don't fault either of these guys for it being a draw because they both fought tooth and nail. I personally believe Mbilli won and should have got the nod, but however, I think boxing screwed these guys. I think the boxing industry and them making this a 10-round fight really put these guys in a bad situation. And on top of that, I think the sport of boxing missed out on a massive opportunity because sure, yes, they both fought. Sure, yes, they both entertained. Sure, yes, their profiles have both been raised exponentially. However, you know, that's a massive stage, you know, on Netflix, 41 million people. And I think it would have been better if you would have had a guy win outright. And it made no sense to make this fight a 10-round fight because, you know, it's a 12-round fight. I don't know how the hell the Las Vegas Commission and all parties involved approved this as a 10-rounder when it was for the WBC interim title. You're basically fighting for the mandatory spot and you're fighting in a 10-rounder. That doesn't make any sense. The math don't math out. It's supposed to be a 10-rounder. Meanwhile, you had this other guy, and I'm gonna call a spade here because I don't care about calling a spade a spade. You had the guy Bilal Akwal from Saudi. You know, God bless him. He's a fighter. He has his own dreams, on his own journey. Good luck to him. But he fought in the 10-rounder too, and he opened the card up. And he shouldn't even have been on the opening card. If we're being honest, he wasn't like good enough to be on the opening card. And if he is going to be on the opening card, he shouldn't be fighting the same amount of rounds as Christian Mbilli and Lester Martinez, two of the best fighters on the entire card, point blank, period. So I felt like with him getting all those rounds to do nothing, like literally nothing, he just outpointed his opponent, 7-4 guy he fought. I think the guy's name was Crawford. He did nothing but just box and outpoint the guy. He could have did the same shit in 4, 6, or even 8. But so I think that fight being on the card really lengthened the undercard, and maybe it might have played it might have been a determining factor on why this fight, which was for a WBC interim title, was a 10-rounder. But nonetheless, as far as the fight itself, you know, my impression coming in was that I thought that Mbilli was gonna do what Mbilli does. He was gonna fight like a wrecking ball. He was gonna come forward. He was gonna throw a lot of punches, and that's what he did because he don't know how to fight any other way. He has his style, and he fights within himself, and he stays true to what got him to this level in boxing. So he used his physical strength and his volume to march forward on Martinez. Now Martinez, I thought Martinez was gonna knock him out in the later rounds, but Martinez had a hard time keeping Mbilli off of him. He spent a majority of the fight having to literally push this guy off of him, and I thought he did better down the stretch. He was doing some good work, landing left hooks and power punches and sitting down on his shots. But however, Lester Martinez, in my opinion, I thought he didn't do enough. I thought he should have lost. Mbilli imposed his will on the fight, and to Lester's credit, like I always say in boxing, you always want to be the guy that finishes the fight strong, right? Rather than be the guy that starts the fight strong and finishes not so strong. They both finished strong, but I thought Lester Martinez finished just as strong, if not stronger than Mbilli. So I think maybe he might have got some rounds on the judges' scorecards, which might have contributed to the draw. But listen, great fight from both men. I think the only thing they should be doing, because this is on Netflix. We have TKO Boxing in the fold now. So listen, if TKO Boxing is going to be a legitimate player in the boxing market, then I think Martinez versus Mbilli not only should there be a rematch, but they should literally build an entire card around that fight. Make that fight the main event, because now more people who are gonna know who they are. More people watch that fight. Their profiles are bigger. I feel like now they could probably carry a main event because of the fact that their first fight was so entertaining. People are gonna know these guys as the two dudes who stole the show on the Terrence Crawford Canelo undercard, and I think they deserve it. They both deserve the chance to be in a legitimately big fight, and I think they've created a legitimately big fight with each other. We know Terrence Crawford's the kingpin of the division and the kingpin of boxing at large right now. Lester Martinez is his stablemate. Lester Martinez was his main sparring partner for this Canelo fight to help Crawford get ready for this win over Canelo. I think Terrence Crawford should do his teammate a solid, and he should vacate those belts and give Lester Martinez the opportunity to win a world title. Terrence, I don't think Terrence is not going to fight Mbilli or Martinez if they win. He's not going to fight, Diego Pacheco or these guys. If Terrence Crawford boxes, I think he's going to be boxing in bigger fights against guys that aren't as big. Maybe he goes down in weight. He's talked about going to 160 to become a 6th division champion. So I think Terrence Crawford's best move, if he does decide to box, is to drop the belts. And it's good for his teammate, Lester Martinez. And that would make the stakes even higher. You got two fighters who put on one of the best fights of the year, two of the top super middleweights out there. If they make it for a world title, that's all the better. And there's no way in hell you can make a world title fight 10 rounds. And I'm going to tell you this right now, if they make a world title fight 10 rounds, then I don't know, man. Then Turkey really took over the whole sport. But great fight. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think won? I've always been impressed with Mbilli, but I was even more impressed in this fight because I thought Lester Martinez would have the punching power to keep him off of him, and that wasn't the case. And Mbilli kept putting the numbers together, and as far as punch output, and I thought he outworked him, but nonetheless, it was a great fight. Lester did a lot of good work. I look forward to seeing adjustments in the rematch from Lester, because I know Mbilli's not going to make any adjustments. Mbilli's going to fight like Mbilli fights. But Lester, I'm looking when they inevitably rematch, and God willing it's for a world title, I look very forward to seeing how Lester adjusts, because he's going to need to adjust. But anyway, what do you guys think? Should Terrence Crawford vacate the belts so that his teammate could fight for a world title? And what do you guys think about a rematch? Who do you guys think won the first fight? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe. You won't be disappointed.